To remind you that it's always important to gauge the abdominal complex. We do this by drawing the belly button in through the backbone and engaging it and make it zing in tight. This will help protect your lower back as it's doing every move. Most of us have a very weak abdominal complex because we sit all the time, plus our glutes are really weak as well. You'll see that this movement definitely hits and targets all of those, but please remember to keep that chest up high, the rib cage expanded open, and the abs nice and zing and tight. So the other...
Hi, so we're regaining ground, and we're going to start the process of what it takes to get back into the physical component of bringing healing to our body, and it is going back to the basics, simplicity, humble beginning. So both Carrie and I have dealt with some physical issues, and she's had some vitamin B deficiencies. So we've taken about almost a year, not completely off, but really off a regimented program of really being focused. Our double routines, a lot of you guys that train with us, you knew us for how we taught and what we taught. So after 5 years of that, we just thought it was just time to take a break, and our bodies were actually saying take a break. So we did. So we're just feeling like it's back to us now to take this opportunity to re-equip. So we are. So for you who want to join us in this journey, this is a great opportunity. We're going to start gently. We're in Lafayette, Oregon, and we're in a healing center, and we thought what a great opportunity. So we're going to show you what it is to start gently with a routine that we've always introduced, is our warm-ups and then stepping up into a gentle progression of movements. So the first one we're going to start with is squats. And again, with everything, form is anything. It's not about the speed. We're only trying to get 10. So if you can only get one, get one. If you can get two, then get two. But our language is always advance your line. So, but we don't want to go more than 10. If you're starting, just keep with 10, because you definitely, even if you don't feel it, I guarantee you'll probably feel it tomorrow and then the next day. So we don't want to overwhelm you with the exercise. So just 10 for now. So I have jeans on, so I'm probably going to be a little tight in my thighs and my quads and my glute. So bear with me. But the goal is a 90, approximately shoulder distance apart, going down to a 90, keeping your knees behind your toes always. So, and extending your butt out. So for 10, ready? So, oh, that felt good. I throw my hands forward to keep my counterbalance and to help me keep my back straight and my head up. Is that 4?
Yeah.
That's 5.
So your goal on this is to do 10.
That's 7, 8, 9, and 10. So when I throw my hands forward with that, that's my balance to get my butt out. And then when I come forward, I usually throw my hands back, and that allows me to throw my pelvis forward and engage my glute to flex it. Okay, so it strengthens that glute muscle every time. So that's why I put my hands backward and forward. Next, we're going to go to the Incredibles. So the next one we're going to do is that after the squats. It's called the Incredible, and because you are. So going down to a squat, a little wider stance for me. Again, your body type is going to dictate. There's no real. It's uniquely individual for stance, and depending on how strong you are. So going down, throwing the arms out, chest is high, and then coming up to a clap. So going down, and then exploding. Back down, and then exploding. Back down. And you don't have to hit your feet. You can come up.
To modify this, if you're not able to actually jump out into that movement, would be just a gentle stepping, doing scapular retraction and coming in on one side, stepping out with scapular retraction and coming back in. Again, scapular retraction is pulling those shoulder blades back, which does expand your rib cage so you can get more air in. And actually it helps because on our computer desk we're always hunched over, we get upper cross syndrome, and it looks terrible, and it's terrible for your posture. you don't have weak, or you have weak chest muscles and your back muscles are being overstretched and used. So again, this is to go ahead and open that up, extend it out, and bring it back. If you're unable to do the plyometric part of it where there's jumping, this is just as acceptable. Okay. Alright guys, I just did my 10 incredibles and I'm a little out of breath. Again, starting over. I just want to tell you this is a great segue to talk about breathing techniques. It's very important. Warrior breathing, combat breathing, whatever you want to call it. When you're in a place where your heart rate speeds up and you start breathing through your mouth, you engage fight or flight syndrome. The problem with this is that you can end up hyperventilating. And one of the most important things is getting oxygen to your body so your muscles can get oxygenated so you can keep moving, because you tear through your resources very quick doing high intensity interval training. So, in through the nose, hold for 2 to 3 seconds, out through the mouth. In through the nose, hold for 2 or 3 seconds and out through the mouth. We also like to say peace to your body. Peace, because as your brain tells you something, your body has to obey. So I'm bringing peace back into my body, shalom, and then releasing it through my mouth. So that's combat breathing. Now I can show you the next move because I've settled my heart rate. The next move is going to be jumping jacks into cross jacks. You're going to do 10 and 10. So a normal jumping jack, just up and down. You're doing that for prescribed, and then straight into cross jacks. Again, keep that chest high. Keep it expanded and open, and your abs zinging tight while you're doing this. And then we'll show you the spastic cheerleader or fake jumping rope, depending on your level of what you are able to do. The movement is called the spastic cheerleader. No offense to those of you who were cheerleaders before. I used to be one, so I'm not offended. Hopefully you won't be either. This is done by bringing your arms up, kind of like, imagine that you have ski poles in your hands and you're going down the slope. Your hands are going to be in this position, and you're going to be basically pumping with your arms as you're doing a slight pike with your feet out. It looks very silly, but nobody cares, because this isn't about a fashion show or anything on the outside. It's what's happening to you on the inside. The body, the outside just comes in alignment with what you're doing in here. So you're going to focus, and all you're going to do is a pumping motion, kicking those feet out and pumping down. You're going to do this for 30 seconds. Woo! Heart rate got up just after 3. If that is too much for you at this point, because those abs need to be zinging tight and that butt's got to be clenched, you're going to do a fake jump rope. So just moving the arms again, jumping up and down, making sure that you land softly on the pads of your feet instead of pounding them into the ground. You don't want to drive shear force into your knees. So just a soft, gentle jump rope for 30 seconds.
Okay, so now we finished with the dynamic cheerleader. Some people take it on the fence with spastic. Really, I say get over it. It's a word. But our culture is so sensitive to words. Anyway, big whatever. So, the dynamic cheerleader. So now we're into the abdominal section of this. I'm going to show you two. I'm going to show you the bicycle, and then I'll show you the alternating leg lift. So, again, jeans. I wish I had my workout pants. Movement, flexibility is crucial. So, laying on your back, it's alternating elbow to opposite knee. So I usually start already in that position, because I've seen people get confused on what to touch. It's very funny. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The next one we're going to do is the alternating leg raises. I take my hands and just stick them under my butt, my thumbs, just to realign my pelvis, to take the pressure off my lower back, extend my legs straight out. You can start with a flutter. It's usually what I do, is usually get 10 flutters. And as soon as I count 10 flutters, then I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, come back down, and I finish with 10 flutters. So that's the ab part of it.
Very important while you're doing the abdominal workout is that you want to keep that belly button pulled to the backbone at all time. Keep it engaged. Don't let it pooch out. If you need to modify, if If extending the one leg on the bicycle is too much for you, you can bring it in, kind of like we did in warm-ups. If you haven't seen our warm-ups, we'll record a video on that with the dead bugs, so that you're not engaging fully. That is a lot of pounds that you're extending out of your body trying to raise back up. So modifications are totally acceptable. In fact, I would expect that when you first start, if you've been a couch potato like I have been for quite a few months now.
So I'm going to show you another one for abdominal, and it's a modification. If the cantilever of the legs is too far out there and the alternating leg raises, that's a lot of lower abdominal. This is a great modification. Just put your hands on your upper thighs and then coming forward and just let your hands slide up to touch your knees. It's nice. It's not easy. None of this is easy, but it's a little gentler on the body, and it's a great spot to start. Keeping your head up, and you can definitely feel that.
When you get to the top, also make sure exhale all of the air out of your lungs when you get to the top, like you're blowing off little dandelion seeds. You're going to blow out completely to get all of the air out, because once you get all of the air out of your lungs, you have a full contraction in your abs so that you can get the fullest benefit of the movement. Ken's demonstrating. Blow that air out.
So next we go to the gluteus maximus of the butt, the junk in the trunk. So you're just going to roll over. You just finished abdominals, so now you're just going to roll over onto your belly. This is a really simple exercise. I like to rest during it, but it is still strenuous to the glute. So I cross my hands, and I place my head on my hands like a pillow. It just helps. A lot of us put a lot of extra strain and undue stress and strain on our necks. So this is just a nice way to relax. So hands down, head on hands, and now I'm going to engage my glute. I'm going to engage quads, glute, and everything, and I'm going to rise up on my upper thighs. And I'll just show you. So advance. I give myself a 10 count, and then I drop and relax. Usually give myself a 4 or 5 count, and then I engage again.
Now, if you're working out with somebody while you're doing this, you can tell that they're doing it right or not, because in their pants and their bottom, it should show a starfish pattern as they're puckering up their bum. And so you can see it, it's zinging tight. I know, as Matt has always said, that you want it tight enough that you can't pull a greased needle out between those butt cheeks with a team of wild horses. I know that's a little graphic, but that's how zinging tight we want it. Most of the time we sit on it too much and it's not activated enough, and it's one of the most important muscles in the entire body. So
I like
there
to
you
say,
go.
in this economy, I pretend there's a $100 bill in there, and you ain't getting it.
Nice, Ken. There you go. Working on the bum.